In the name of Amen, the Supreme, the All-Powerful, the one and only true Lord, in Amen we trust, as the Republic of Mentellect, the true 144,000 being gathered in this day and time, the Mentellians. Benzeka Aminun to all of my Mentellian brothers and sisters out there, registered members of the Republic of Mentellect, and to all future Mentellians who have yet to find their way home to Amen's covenant, which is the Republic of Mentellect. I send greetings out to you, and I send peace out to you in our Mentellian language by saying to you, Benzeka Aminun, hail Amen, hail us. Good evening, I'm your host, the intellectual Nuben Menkares, and this is Mentellect Radio, and tonight we're going to be discussing Conjuring Up Demons. Now, the reason why I'm speaking on this is because we're in a time of heavy demonic possession. People are being vessels, or making themselves vessels for demonic energy, and they're not even aware of it. They're making themselves vessels for demonic energy, and this is going, unrecognized. You sitting up here and you thinking people just basically losing their minds. They got emotional problems. They can't they can't have quality relationships and things like that. They do all kinds of destructive things to themselves. Women out there who out here having sex with anybody, random people and whatnot. Men out here was having sex with random people, homosexuality, lesbians, all this stuff is running rampant, right? And at one point in time in the society, they refer to it as people who are mentally unstable, and that is true. These are people who are mentally unstable, but this is due to demonic possession. People are mentally unstable today. Like I said, you got girls out here cutting themselves for no reason. Women out here linking up with the wrong people. Men linking up with the wrong people. All the kind of things you see in here. People doing all kinds of evil and wicked things to each other, right? Negative things to each other. All kind of, crazy things, right? That's because of that demonic possession. Conjuring up demons. Making yourself open vessels to demonic energy that is constantly being circulated throughout this planet. Why are they being circulated throughout this planet? Because, as I said before, when these people who are locked in the three-dimensional world, when they pass on, they never leave the three-dimensional realm. And because they can never get past the three-dimensional realm, because they are blocked from the highest states of existence, the highest states of life, I should say, the highest states of life going into the fourth dimension and the greater extension of the higher self, which is Amen, because they are blocked from that, because they have chosen to block themselves from that, they stay within this three-dimensional realm, and they stay vexed. They're vexed. They're angry because they can't leave. So they make mischief, right, while they are here on earth in spiritual form, in that water-based vaporized form. What you call ghosts or apparitions is very real. This is not nothing spooky. This is not nothing crazy. This is real. Very real. This is what you're looking at when you're seeing all kinds of crazy behavior. I realize that. All kinds of crazy behavior, illogical behavior, is due to demonic possession. People conjuring up demons and making themselves open vessels for it. And you got these people walking around demonically possessed every day. When you got people walking around overweight, right? That's a form of a demon. When you eat so much to whereas your body becomes rotund, or your body becomes obese, that's a form of torture on your body, because that's not normal. That is a demon in you, right? A demonic energy in you, probably the demonic energy of a fat person who once lived here, who takes on your body because you open yourself up as a vessel to that fat person that was here, that demonic possession, and next thing you know, that person, that spirit of that fat person took on your body, and you start eating up all this food and whatnot. You don't see people walking around here 800 damn pounds, 700-800 pounds. That's not even normal. You're not even supposed to be able to get that big. You're supposed to die before you hit a certain point. But you got people who walking around 600-700 pounds, right? That's a demon on them. They did, and they got that way. A lot of them, they don't even have any kind of thyroid problems because you usually see people who that big, they got some glandular or thyroid problem. But you got people walking around here who actually eat till they get that damn big. They'll let their children eat till they get that big. You understand? That's a demon on you. That's a demon in you because that's a form of mutilation on your body to fill your body with all kinds of um, you know, for lack of a better word, food, really junk, right? Until you are obese and bloated. That's demonic possession. Because 9 times out of 10, when these people are eating like that, they're eating like that because they're miserable about something. Right? They miserable about something. When you overeating like that, you depressed, you miserable, and what makes you depressed, right? You're usually doing a whole lot of thinking about things, right? Which is really not even thinking. I'm gonna get into that in a second. But you're usually opening yourself up to all kinds of empty emotions, right? And you call yourself thinking a lot when you're really not thinking. You're really conjuring, because you might hear people say they do a lot of thinking, but they really not. They conjuring things. Anyway, you have these people who will just eat and eat and eat until they obese, or you have these people who get all kinds of drugs. And like I said, you get people that smoke marijuana, shoot heroin, sniff cocaine, and they doing these things as a form of demonic possession. They doing these things. They shooting heroin in their arms, something that's going to kill you. You sniffing cocaine up your nose and all that. That's a form of demonic possession. Whatever demon that took hold of you wants to kill you. And you look at it as a form of indulgence, as a form of excitement, when you really don't understand that you have that demon on you that wants to kill you slowly. So that demon will allow you to use the drugs once it's taken hold of your body to destroy your body from the inside out. It's the same way as having a parasite in your body, right, that eats your body from inside out. That's what a demon does. A demon makes you destroy yourself a little bit at a time. It might be through oversexed activity. You might be having sex with multiple men. You got certain men out here who want to have multiple sex, but they got that sex demon on them. They want to have sex every 5 minutes with different women, all kinds of random women. Don't know where these women been at. Then you got these women out here who want to have sex with multiple men, 3, 4, 5 men at a time, and 6, 7, 8 men at a time. They got demons on them, man. You don't know where these men was at. You don't know what kind of energy they got on them, and you don't care because that demon makes you not care. You don't know if you letting somebody into your body who got an STD, where they been at. You don't know what you're doing. You have no idea. But that demon doesn't care. That demon doesn't care. That demon wants to kill you. It takes hold of your body, and in trying to kill you, right, it makes you think that, you're doing these things to pleasure yourself, right? You're doing it to death, as they say. You think you're pleasuring yourself, but that demon will allow you to think you're pleasuring yourself, but what you're really doing is killing yourself. The demon is making you kill yourself, right, by getting you to engage in these activities. And you conjure up these demons because you become an open vessel for them. When you don't have a real reason, a higher reason for living, when you've fallen down, like I said the other night, when you've fallen down into the state of just existing like an animal, like an insect, like a plant, like a tree, like a chair, when you fall into that three-dimensional state of just existing, you become an open vessel for this demonic energy. That's what they want. They want you to exist so that they can step into your body and start to live through you. They don't want somebody who's already living for a higher purpose, for a higher cause. They don't want that. See, because once you start living for a higher purpose and a higher cause, then what happens is that soul sparks in you. The soul sparks in you. And those demonic energies don't like to go into a body that has a soul burning in it. They don't like it. They don't want to go into a body that has a living soul. They want to go into an empty vessel so that they can inhabit it as a spirit. That's real. They don't go anywhere where you're charged by the Most High, by the Lord, and they don't go into you. They stay away from you. I bear witness to that. Because when I was in the streets doing what I was doing back in the day, and I cut myself off from the Most High. I wasn't dealing with Amen at the time with the Most High. I was an open vessel for all kinds of demonic energy. I was in the streets and whatnot, and I needed those demons at the time because I was in the street to help me survive for what I was doing in the streets, basically being a nigga in the streets, right? And that those demons that I opened myself up to, as much as they, it protected me in a sense, they almost killed me at the same time because I was put in situations I would have never been put in my right state of mind, where I was focused on something higher. I would have never been in those situations, but I put myself there. I opened myself up to those vessels. I opened myself up as a vessel to those energies, to that demonic energy. I cut the fire that was in my chest, the soul that was in me. I cut off my soul. I cut off Amen, right? The Most High, who was guiding me forward to do something greater. I cut that energy off. I cut that solar energy off. I cut that power off to be an open vessel for demonic possession. I did that. That's why I know of what I speak. I know it's real. Right? People don't have to acknowledge it to be the truth. I don't care. But I know what's reality. I know what I saw. I know what I was a part of. Right? When you are addicted to these things and whatnot, that's the demon on you. Because the demon is only in you for one reason, to destroy you, to destroy your relationships, to destroy your friendships, to make you mistrust people. The demon is there for a reason, to make you lonely, to hollow you out, to take away your soul and make you a open vessel for that energy. When you get all kinds of negative people coming into your life who appear to be positive, when you get those people in and then they show you different, right? When you get those people coming into your life, be it male or female, right? And then they show themselves to be demons, right? Demented. That's a sign that you opened yourself up as a vessel for them. You opened yourself up as a vessel. You desired that demon, right? Same way when you get these demons that come to visit you, what you call spirits, right? Because when people, like I said, people have been telling me about that. Those they have ghosts coming in their dreams, or spirits coming in their dreams, or whatever, to hold them down, and some of them sexually assault you or molest you, or whatever the case may be. You got gay demons, right? You got homosexual demons, and I'm not trying to be funny. That's real. You got homosexual demons that try to molest men, right? You got lesbian demons. You got all kinds of demons out there that come up in your body. Because you make yourself an open vessel. You conjure up those demons. Because the way you do it is through questions. Questions. What do I mean by that? You have certain people who are thinking and conjuring. I mentioned this earlier. You have certain people who are thinking and you have certain people that are conjuring. Let me show you what thinking is. Thinking is figuring things out, right? Trying to draw conclusions to things and answering based on logical and rational judgment. And then you have those who are conjuring, who will ask the eternal question. They leave everything as an open question, right? And they try to answer that question with another question, a continuous question. They will constantly ask the question, and they don't really want a logical answer. They want to keep questioning things. They want to keep questioning things, and to the point where they're not really seeking an answer. Because once you answer one question for them, it's another question on top of a question on top of a question, because that quest, that desire, you know how you say a quest for something? You have a quest for something. That's the word question. Quest for something. You're questing or you're desiring something that you never will have. You really don't want the real answer. You want to have the continuous question. And when you have the continuous question, like a question mark, right, you leave a blank space. You leave a blank space. You leave a blank space when you assume things. So when you have that constant question mark in your head, when you have that constant, those constant questions that you really don't want to answer, because the whole point of asking questions and seeking answers is to evolve and to raise yourself according to the answer. You're supposed to ask questions for the point of having clarity to raise yourself to that. You're never supposed to assume that you know things. You're supposed to always ask, because assumptions lead to questions and more questions. Assumptions always lead to more questions. And when you are assuming things, when you are constantly questioning things without really seeking an answer, because you get more addicted to the question than actually finding out and getting the answer. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with questioning things, but you have to ultimately want an answer, a real answer, not something you're assuming. Because, like I said, if you assume, the next question is, am I right? Am I wrong? What do I think about this? No. You're supposed to have real clarity. But you can't get real clarity unless you have, or you have the true desire or the sincerity to really want to know the answer, and thus change your life by that. But when you're not like that, when you just want questions, you open yourself up to these demons. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to prove that to you. On the Ouija board, how many of you know about the Ouija board? How many of you know about that Ouija board? Well, how does the Ouija board work? The Ouija board starts off with all these people putting their hands on that board and that wooden piece or whatever, right? And what do they start doing? They start asking questions. They start asking questions, right? Because they have a quest for that, but they never really get the answer. Because then once they start asking questions, it was more questions after questions after questions. That's where the demons come in. And the demons start manipulating the physical possession, the thing that they holding in their hand, right? The demons start to manipulate that because they had those questions, right? There's a game they play in the society called 21 Questions, right? But the truth to that question is that one question always produces another one. See, you have a quest for something, a desire for something that you never will be satisfied by. See, when you ask a question and you seek an answer, you should always be satisfied with the answer you get, because it's reality. You should be satisfied with the answer. If you are in tune with the person you asking questions of, you know the answer, you know the truth, or you just ask. Some are afraid to ask, but they play these games to constantly get you questioning things, and then you start to, by questioning these things without seeking a true answer, you start to conjure. You start to conjure. You start to conjure up these demons. You are a walking question mark. And if you are a walking question mark, you become an open vessel. And when you are an open vessel, that's where they're looking to come up in you. You're conjuring these things up. You're not thinking, you're conjuring. You're conjuring. Because if you ask a question and you still arrive, and you still got the same answer, and none of the answers that you got helped alter your life, then you really didn't want to know the answer at all. You really didn't want to know the answer. You were looking to conjure, not think, but conjure. You didn't want the answer. And the demons want those who are looking for, who are constantly questioning or have the quest to be inhabited, right? You ever see that thing where they say, when you want, they say about the people, to get the people open to homosexuality, they go, what's the first thing the homosexuals say? Are you curious? You bi-curious? You have a question about that? You understand? That's what the faggot always asks you, the lesbian always asks you. Are you curious? That's the demon on them that's trying to open you up for that demonic possession. That's the demon on them. That's the demon in them asking you, you curious? You really want to know what it's like to be with another woman or another man? That's what they're trying. That's what they do. You understand? That's what they do. And that's that demonic possession. You open yourself up for that all the time. It ain't no coincidence when these demons come to you in your sleep and whatnot. When these demons come to you in your sleep and they trying to hold you down, have sex with you, or messing with you in your sleep, it's because you conjured them up through your questions. You conjured them up. You don't know you did, but you did. They ain't coming to you for no reason. Everything that comes to you for a reason. It's because you call them. You call them. They don't come to you for no reason. You understand? When you get negative people in your life, it's because you call them. It's the energy you give off. You give off negative energy in some way, shape, or form, and thus you call negative people to you. You call demons to you because you're giving off demonic energy. That's why you get the type of people you get in your life. You play games, you're gonna get people coming playing games with you. You understand? It's what you put out. It's what you put out. Never think, oh, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening? No, it's always it's happening to you for a reason. It's because it's something that you put out. It's an energy that comes from you. You understand? And when you truly want to ascend beyond that, there's always an open door. Amen always gives you the open door to ascend beyond that demonic possession, that spiritual state. Amen always gives you the door. I bear witness to that. See, I'm living proof. And a lot of people come there tell me living proof because they were seeking this. Because, like I said, you got certain people who seeking it, right? And then they not really seeking it. What I mean by that is you got people who really want to ask the question, they want to answer, and they want clarity, and they want to extend themselves by way of that answer. And then you got people who just playing games. It's just another question. It's just another question after question. They're not sincere. They're not sincere. Because when you truly are sincere, when you do something, right, you got to do it for real all the way. You can't do it halfway. You can't do things without trusting. You have to do it all the way or don't do it at all. You understand? You have to go out on the limb. You can't expect to get truth, clarity, and extension without sacrificing your mistrust. Now, I understand you can't trust everybody out here. You're not supposed to. However, you do know what you're dealing with. You do understand what you're dealing with. You understand because you get that one time in your life where you get to trust somebody keep it real with you. It might not be what you want to hear, but it's the reality. You got certain people that would rather be lied to as opposed to being told the truth. You understand? Those are the people who are open for demonic possession. You got, like I said, you got a lot of people out here who want to be lied to. They don't want the truth, not for real. Not for real. They say they do, or they'll accept the truth up to some point, and then they start with this, that's your reality, that's not my reality, that's your truth, that's not my truth. No. There's only one reality. There's only one truth. There's only one reality. And they don't want to accept that. They don't want to accept it. They don't want to accept that what they put out into the world and what they do to people comes right back to them. They don't want to accept that. But it always comes back to bite you in the ass. Whatever you do in the world will always come back to bite you in your ass because of that demonic possession, because you're doing it in a state of demonic possession. And you're not even realizing that. You're doing it in a state of demented possession because if you really were cognizant of what you were doing, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do what you do. You wouldn't be double-minded. I said before, you can't trust a double-minded person. You can't trust double-minded people. That's the sign of demonic possession. Oh, I'm with you 1 minute, I ain't with you next minute. Oh, I'm with you 1 minute, I ain't with you the next minute. Oh, I'm with you 1 minute, I ain't with you the next minute. You can't trust people like that. You can't take nothing they say seriously. But then they expect to be taken seriously. They expect to be taken seriously. When you carry that double-minded energy, no, it's not. You can't see the thing with the double-minded energy. You can't just put it away and deal and say I just deal with those people one way, but I deal with you and I keep it real. No, you don't keep it real. You either keep it real all the way, all the time, or you're not going to keep it real at all. You understand? Ain't no keeping it real with certain people. I don't keep it real with them. I keep it real with you. No, you got to keep it real all the time. That's how you do. That's what those who are of the soul of Amen do. They keep it real all the time, whether you like it or not. They keep it real all the time, 100%, 1,000%. They keep it 100. They keep it 1,000. You understand? They ain't gonna tell certain people that I'll say this to you, but I won't say. You say it to everybody. If it's the truth, if it's the reality. Say it to everybody. You don't leave people in the dark about nothing. That's demonic. You understand? That's demonic. That's demented. You understand? You don't do that because you sure wouldn't like it done to you. You understand? Nobody likes to be treated badly. Nobody likes bad treatment, nor should you expect that in your life, nor should you give that out, even if people are treating you in a demonic and demented way that you run into, you should always make it your business not to do people that way, because what happens is you will constantly keep that rotation of demonic people coming into your life, demonic entities coming into your life. You will constantly do that based on what you put out. Stop thinking, oh, why these people, these bad people keep coming around me? Because of you. Why these entities keep coming to me and when I'm asleep? Because of you. That's you. That's you conjuring them up. That's you calling them. Conjuring is just another way of saying calling. Putting out a tone, putting out a frequency. You call them with your questions. You call them with your wants. You call them with your desires. You're conjuring demons. You conjure demons when you put all your energy into the three-dimensional world. People, place, and possession, because that's where the demons live. The demons live in the three-dimensional world. They don't live in the fourth-dimensional world. I swear on everything I love, when I started putting my energy into what Amen sent me to do to raise the elect, I used to have them dreams back in the day of people, the demonic possession and, people holding you down and trying to do all this in your sleep. I used to be like that, right? Right? That used to be like that. And then when I got this mission, I started doing this. I never got that possession again. It never came to me again. Right? It never came to me again. You have to bring people into the light. You have to constantly make yourself clear. Clarity is key. Clarity, giving people pure, ultra-standing explanation, reason. Saying what you mean and meaning what you say is a sign of Amen in you. Because if you can keep it 100% real with people, right, and whether they accept it or not, if you can keep it 100% real with people, Amen will deal with you. Because Amen going to keep it 100%, 100,000% real with you in your life. See, when I make sure I try to keep it 1,000 with everybody. I tell everybody the truth. I give everybody the reality. And they can feel it coming off of me. That's why I can be in this position where I am, forming the Republic of MENTELLECT, raising up the elect and whatnot after the order of Amen. Because you can only be a person based in reality and real truth doing this job. You can only be that. You tell them what it is. They can't accept it like it is. Oh, well. You can't spare nobody's feelings because it's not about feelings. You can't spare nobody's feelings. You understand? And you're really not sparing anybody's feelings. All you're doing is conjuring demons. You conjuring demons in that next person who you lie to. You might be conjuring demons in them because they might resent you for being a certain way or saying something to them or not being truthful. They'll resent you more for lying than telling them the truth. They'll resent you for that. So you conjuring demons up in those people. You're going to make them hate you. You're going to make them want to go against and do something to you because you playing games with them. You lying to them. You're going to make them hate you because of that when you could just tell the truth. You understand? You'll be surprised who could accept the truth as it is. You might put a big thing on that because it's really not in you to be truthful. It's really not in the you to keep it real. And those who can't keep it real, they're not the ones who really have Amen. The ones who got to keep it fake, who got to keep it phony, who got to lie, who can't be straight about it. Like I said, you got demons on you. You got demons on because that's the game the demons play. That's the games they play. They tell you they lie. That's the demon in you. And we've all had that demonic possession at one point in time. We lying to people. We saying certain things and things. We do that. I'm not gonna say like I said. Of course, I've lied before, but I don't feel good doing that. It weighs on my soul, and I open myself up to demonic energy when I do that. Because then I got people scrutinizing whether I'm telling the truth. Is he telling the truth? Is he lying to me? I got people questioning me because I don't even know how to lie. I don't know how to lie. I don't know how. I done forgot how to lie. And it takes energy to keep a lie going. It takes energy to do that. You got to remember the lie you told. You got to keep the lie straight. right? And each time you lying to people, you conjuring up demons in them because now they looking at you sideways. They getting an attitude with you and whatnot. They looking at you. So now you conjuring up demons. Now these people sitting up here, they're gonna go somewhere and be like, I know you full of shit. You lying. This, that, and the third. Next thing you know, they might start thinking about doing something to you. They might start thinking about that because you lied to them because you played games with them. Start thinking about things like that. So you conjure those demons up. You conjure those demons up. You conjure those demons up in yourself. You will constantly bring people who are demonically possessed to you. You will attract these demonically possessed people to you, right? Because of what you send out. You will constantly attract those people to you because of the energy you send out. You go out in the world every day and you know there's phoniness about you. There's a phoniness. Your hair ain't that long. Your eyes ain't that light. Your skin ain't that light. Your skin, whatever the case is, your hair ain't blonde. Your hair ain't straight, right? Your breast not that big. Your butt not that big. You got on fake bra, fake pants. When you start being fake and phony in one way, shape, or other, like I said, calling yourself trying to impress people, when you start doing that, that's a form of demonic energy because that's what the demons do. The demons keep it fake. They don't keep it real. They keep it fake. Where's the place your biggest demons gather at? Where did the demons really gather at? Where a whole lot of lies and phoniness is going on. And that's all over the world. But where's the two biggest places? California, where there's Hollywood, where you got motion pictures and people acting, basically lying for a living, right? Those people are full of demons. Those people are full of demons because they lie for a living. They pretend to be somebody else for a living. You understand? They act phony even in front of the general public. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being an actor or actress and whatnot, but then they got to act phony in front of the public. The people that's going to see them, they act phony like they really care about y'all, like they really care about y'all watching they move. Like I said, they act like, oh, I got here on my talent, when they know what they had to do. You understand? That's a bit of phoniness in them. You willing to trade yourself in, trade in your soul. That's a form of demonic possession because you want material possessions. So then you become part of the possession. Because as I said before, what does the beast do? He makes you desire material possessions. I'm not saying, again, there's nothing wrong with having nice things, but when that's your ultimate desire, your goal is to possess possessions, then you're going to be a possessed possession. You're going to be demonically possessed. When you just so hung up on that girl or you just so hung up on that guy, right? And you put all your energy into those people, you open yourself up for demons. You open yourself up for jealousy, envy, right? You open yourself up for suspicion, right? You open yourself up for anger. Oh, she better not do this or she better not do that to me or I'm going to kill her. You know what I'm saying? Or you thinking the girl that he cheating on me, he with another woman, this, that, and the third. These are the things you thinking about. These are the things you think about. But these are the things you bring to you. These are the things you bring to you. You open yourself up for all forms of demonic possession. You conjure these things up with the question, like I said, that Ouija board, right? What was that biggest magazine they had out, the gossip magazine, the National Enquirer? What is an inquiry? An inquiry is a question. What does gossip start? Gossip starts by way of questions. Gossip starts by way of questions that you really don't want to know the answer to. Because once you know the answer, then you get clarity, then that shuts the demons down. Once you get the answer, you get clarity, that shuts the demons down. The demon don't want to be shut down. The demon want to continue. So the demon will make you ask more and more questions. Things that make no sense, things that are nonsensical, you will ask more questions. Right? And you don't really want to know the answer because you already made up in your mind what the answer is because you just want something to be negative about. You want something to be demonic about. You want something that's the demon in you because you made yourself an open vessel for that demonic energy. Like I said, you know the people who are demonically possessed because they start doing things that don't make no sense. When you start doing things that are based in emotion, whether you angry, envious, right, jealous, whatever it is, things that don't make no sense, That's a form of demonic possession. Because the people who are under demonic possession, they're not in their right state of mind. The right state of mind is supposed to be the higher state of being, which is Amen. Amen is the right state of mind. The Most High is the right state of mind. The Most High is supposed to keep you stable mentally. You understand? The Most High, Amen, keeps you stable mentally. Not no male, not no female, not no job, not no car, not no clothes, not no children. Things that are that can pass on or get old or whatnot. That's not what's supposed to keep you stable. What keeps you mentally stable is the Most High. You're supposed to have that connection with Amen, with the Most High, with the Lord. Now, again, I know it's going to sound like religion to a lot of people, but I'm not talking about no religion. The Most High is supposed to be an extension or a continuation of the higher self, but a lot of you don't have a continuation or an extension of the higher self. A lot of you are cut off on the three-dimensional realm, so you don't know what I'm talking about. That's why a lot of you bugged out of your damn mind in the three-dimensional world because, again, you're hung up in people, place, and possession. You're hung up in people, place, and possession, and you are calling these demons to you by way of possession. Let's take a call. 704.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I just wanted to say that I can support what you were saying about it starting with a question, because back before I knew anything about the truth behind who I am and things like that, I had been searching in like the spiritual stuff and everything like that, like the occult and all the wrong stuff. I was always searching, but I was looking in the wrong way for years. So back when I was in the wrong direction, one of the books I read, it said that the key to it all was questioning everything. And considering, yeah, it literally said to question everything. So now that you've brought that up, it made so much more sense. And I just wanted to thank you for that. It said to question everything, yeah. And
let me just interrupt this for a second. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with asking questions about things, but the whole thing is these people want you to question things, and they really don't want you to have the answer because, again, once you understand what things are in the three-dimensional world, because the three-dimensional world is not hard at all. It's really not. You understand what motivates people, places, and they're motivated by places and possessions. You understand? They're very two-dimensional. You'll understand it over time. They're very two-dimensional. So you understand what motivates people. They turned on by money. They turned on by possessions. They turned on by cars, clothes, jewelry, whatever. That's people, other people. So you understand what motivates these people, and that's a spiritual connection to these lower things. So once that is answered, once that question is answered, then you can move on and get greater clarity and then start connecting to the Most High, the Lord, because now these things become nothing. But see, the people who are in that demonic state, who are open vessels for that, they don't want you to get right to the cut and dry, the cutting it up, the realness of what it really is, the reality of what it is. They want to keep you in a circle of questions and whatnot, just so that they can make you an open vessel for that demonic energy, that spiritual energy.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Back when I was looking at it, I never really actually got to practice it, thank goodness. But I would always get more and more questions, and the more questions I got, the darker my path got, like the more unstable I got and things like that. And it was only, I don't know if I said this before, it was only January when my life was like literally restarted and changed through the message that you've been transmitting all this time. And ever since then, I haven't had the sleep paralysis. I haven't had any of the depression or anything like that. The only thing I'm still curious about, well, not necessarily curious about, but I just need more clarity on is, so I lay down at night and listen to the broadcast to get ultrasandings and things like that. And the deeper the closer or more clear I get on whatever the subject is you're teaching, I start to feel something like creeping around my bed. I don't know. I don't know if that's like some type of spirit that's being blocked and that it's just trying harder to come in or something like that. But it's just, it's always creeping around my bed. Like sometimes I'm just laying down listening, or if I'm just thinking, just like doing the extra mental activity that you talked about recently. Whenever I'm trying to extend myself, I just like, it's almost like just all these distractions just suddenly like pop up, and then it's just like everything's trying to take my mind off of it.
Well, that again, I've encountered a lot of people who have told me about this. That again, those who've been listening to this message have been telling me that they've had visitors, spiritual, demonic energy come to them, and they sleep, and they, because what's ending up happening is, you know, your soul is starting to open up and whatnot, and you become that brighter light or that brighter state. You coming into that, and you're always going to have those dark and demented energies, those spirit energies. They're going to come and try to pull you back into the darkness. That's the whole point of that, because they want that vessel. It's the same way you'll have people come into your life, so-called friends, girlfriends, whatever, and they'll carry that same energy. They'll always have something negative to talk about, something dark and something ignorant to talk about. There's something. It's just, they all vibrating on the same energy, because once you start giving off that light, that's a sign that your soul is being ignited again. I told my people to be mindful of that, because when you have that spark, that when you start listening to this message, it is literally starting to ignite your soul, and you're starting to see the bigger picture. And you're going to get these demons, be it like I said, be it the spiritual ones or the physical ones, the ones that's being inhabited, that's inhabiting the body. They're going to come to you. They're going to start to flock to you. And like I said, I've told quite a few people that, and they've seen what I said, but some of them fell off. Some of them, going to continue to be part of that demonic possession, and they didn't think that what I was saying was true. They're going to go back into that world, that three-dimensional world, and make themselves them open vessels. And even the ones who came into the Republic, you had people that came into the Republic, and I was telling them about this, and I seen them. They went out of here, and next thing you know, I'll check these people on pages and whatnot. Certain people who used to be members, and they talking all kind of craziness on their pages on Facebook. They bugged out of their mind. But I said I saw it coming, because that's what happens once you open yourself up to that. Once you have that open door, that door is open for you. That almond opens for you. You become wide open.
They'll try harder.
And your soul is starting to ascend. You become wide open. And then when you start to cut off that, you're still open. That's when the demons flood to you. They flock in to try and grab you up.
I know Amin is testing me really hard, considering I feel like I came into this late, because I've been searching for this very connection, this promise of extension my entire life, and I'm only 18 years old now, and it's like I just feel like it's whenever I focus on Amin, whenever I'm just thinking about things, or whenever I'm talking about it, trying to expose more people to it, I get that fire in my chest. Like, it's exactly as you talked about. It's like that feeling. It's literally that literal burning feeling inside. And because I get this feeling, it makes me want to spread the brightness even more. So the more I try to spread it, the thing is, the more people start to try and hold you back, if that makes sense. Like, well, I know it was literally the first day. The first day I had heard your message, I had went straight to the website and I took notes on everything that was required, and I changed my life completely as much as I can. And so I was in the car with my mom one day, and we were we were just out getting food, and the thing is, she used to always tell me that I overthink and things like that. And what would happen is when I changed my life around, I gave up everything. Like I gave up video games and things like that. So she would try to say that, oh, without video games you can't relax and connect with your little brothers and things like that. But I said something like, but they're only brothers on the physical level, and she exploded on me and got so mad and said exactly what I thought she would say, and that I'm lying to myself and things like that, saying that I will never ascend and things like that. So I knew exactly what you were talking about. I can say it.
You know, I'll just say it like this: your mother got demons on her. You know, and she got demons.
Yeah, she does.
And like I said, she wants you to be. Cause I said before, I told everybody, leave them video games alone, man. Because the Beast put a program on that to get you all trapped up in that, you know, in that video game spirit and whatnot. Next thing you know, you sitting there like a damn couch potato, and what you know, your attention is on that. Now you said your little brothers, they into that and whatnot. Like I said, that's nothing but demonic energy coming off of that, man. Because when the Beast puts these games out, they put a demonic chant on that and whatnot, just to and you know, capture you mentally, to capture your mind and get you open off of that thing. Because you'll be sitting up there playing Call of Duty or some nonsense like that. Next thing you know, you all into that, you shooting up stuff and whatnot. Next thing you open to that. Next thing you know, like I said, you got that malevolent energy on you. Next thing you know, you get this look on your face, and like I said, you got that aggressive demonic energy coming off of you.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But thank you. I won't take up any more of your time.
All right, brother. Take care.
All right.
Stay in touch.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Another one. 416. You're on the air.
Good night. So I know you mentioned that people get demons in their sleep trying to do all these things to them. But what about when you have dreams where, like, they tell you the future, you dream something and then it comes true? What brings those dreams about?
Well, those are not demons doing that. Those are, you know, that's you extending yourself 9 times out of 10. That's a portion of you that's being extended. Because when you get dreams of prophecy and you get visions of prophecy, then that's a part of you that's trying to extend yourself. The demons, they'll make themselves present to you because they're always trying to link you to the 3-dimensional world of people, place, and possession. So they will always make themselves known, and they'll always have some malevolent ideas that come to you, or they'll always try to harm you in some kind of way. So they'll let that be known. But that, you know, when you get that future clarity, that's a piece of you that's reaching outward to extend yourself into a higher state, higher dimensions.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Next question. Hold on. 901. Hold on one second. 901. 901.
Menzak, Mizzle.
Menzak.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
And Real Justin Z. I've been listening to you as far as the reality of Conjuring Up Demons and whatnot, and I wanted to ask. I get the reality of you being an open vessel as far as when you conjuring them up, but I want to know, is there a possibility that you can get your soul intact? Now, this is not just for me, but this is a good question, but can you get your soul intact after the process to where you can destroy those spirits that you have conjured up, or will they just pretty much like leave your system?
They'll leave. You can't destroy them. That's energy. You can't destroy them. They'll just leave and go someplace else.
Okay. I thought of it because, I don't know if you've seen this movie called Ghost Rider. It made me think of it.
Mm-hmm.
With Nicolas Cage and whatnot.
Yeah, a long time ago. I seen the first one a long time ago.
It made me wonder. It made me wonder, could they actually be destroyed by, can spiritual energy be destroyed by solar energy?
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
what solar energy does is it makes the spiritual demons go away. Solar energy makes the spiritual demons go away. When you don't have a higher purpose, when your purpose is not connected to the creators of Amen, and like I said, that's the only higher purpose. Because see, a lot of these people in the three-dimensional world try to make their little desires and wants for a better job, starting a business, making more money. They try to make that the higher purpose. They'll say, yeah, I'm going back to school, I'm making money, I'm getting my degree, I'm getting a new car, I'm getting a new house, I'm working out now, and all that represents a disconnect from Amen. Because again, unless there's a connection with the Most High with Amen to give you future clarity, future vision on what you're supposed to be, because all that's nothing but activity. People will say that that is a sign that they are evolving and ascending. It's not. You're just doing activity. Sometimes you'll do that activity and you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. Like, I'm going to give you a good example of this. You get these people that'll work out and work out hard and stuff like that, and they get that workout demon on, and they're not doing that for them. They're doing it because they want to look younger. They want to still look young. They want to be attractive. Then they want to attract more people who are demonic energy, because most of these people out here you trying to attract and talk to, they're a bunch of demons, man. They filled with demons. The females, the males, they full of demons, man. You know what I'm saying? So you trying to look good to attract demons, people who demonically possess. You want that nice body and things like that and look young and attract more demons to sleep with. That's what you want. Or, I want to go back to school so I can make some money, and I want to get my degree and this and the third, so you can go get a job for the white man and serve him, the biggest damn demon, to serve him. So you get a good job, a so-called good job, make some money and whatnot, so you can give it right back to the demon. The only way to cut off those demons is by serving the Most High, man. That's the only way, serving Amen, right? However, whatever Amen gave you to do, because you got a lot of people who are so demonic and so demented and they so gone that Amen is not even checking for them, man. You got certain people, because Amen chooses you. You don't choose Amen. Amen chooses you. You understand? And when Amen chooses you, that is the chance you get to seal yourself off from that demonic possession. But then you get certain people, after Amen chooses them, when I say Amen chooses you by allowing you to hear the message, because so many people are going to be able to, so many people will never hear the message. And what I mean by that is, it'll get to them. They'll be able to hear it as far as, the tone, the frequency, but they won't be able to listen to it, meaning they won't be able to have a clarity or understanding of it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it don't even matter. You might as well be playing it for a deaf person. It don't even matter. Because even a deaf person, in some way, shape, or form, will gravitate toward it before the person who can hear, but is not able to listen. You get a deaf person who'll get the tone and vibration off of MENTELLECT. Yeah.
When you said I was asking a question, I was wondering something. Now, I'm really asking this in general for people who might not understand when you was giving the analogy of working out and whatnot. Some people might be like, well, we can't work out. That could be a demon too. So I want to kind of give clarity to them as far as when you say focus on Amen, right? That means that you would have to seek the Lord before you actually have these, three-dimensional desires. You know what I'm saying? Would that make sense? Like, you would have to seek the Lord a lot more than you would have the desire to work out, a lot more than you would have the desire to go back to school, a lot more than you would have the desire to go to the plantation and make, it would have to, you would have to seek the Lord so these things would have purpose to it, right?
Exactly, because without the Most High, without Amen, then these things are like pieces of a puzzle that are scattered about. I'm gonna give you. I'll explain what I mean by that. Like, when there's no Amen, there's no higher self, there's no higher purpose, there's no higher being that you are gravitating toward. Then what happens is, I'm just over here going to work. I'm just over here dealing with this girl. I'm just over here dealing with this guy. I'm just over here dealing with going to school. I'm over here dealing with my family. But when you put Amen first, then all of these things start to pull in, and then it starts to the puzzle pieces start to go in, and then it makes a picture to something bigger, and you'd be like, okay, so I'm not gonna have to deal with this. Well, I understand why I'm going to work over here. I'm going to work for this because I'm trying to go to this. I'm going over here because I'm going for this. I'm going over here because I'm going for this. It's past. It's not about those things anymore. Those represent smaller pieces and a bigger picture that you are constantly and continuously trying to get to. These things become smaller and smaller. When Amen enters the picture and the reality of Amen enters the picture, these things become smaller and smaller. But when there is no Amen, these things become bigger and bigger, and thus you make yourself an open vessel for demonic entrance.
The way you explain it, it gives me, it makes me think of, the difference between the 0 and the 1. When Amen is not in the picture, you begin to do these things in a circular motion because you have no purpose.
Exactly.
But as you,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? When you seek Amen, it's a forward motion. With everything that you do, it's a forward motion because you're trying to get to, I wouldn't say a destination because we really don't, that's not really in our vocabulary, but it's just a continuous motion forward.
Exactly. It's like these things line up. Amen comes to the head, and all these things line up behind Amen, and then you use those things as a springboard to something higher to get away from these things, and these things get smaller and smaller. These, like I said, these things are no longer the focus. They're just they're just a byproduct. They're just the things you utilize to get to something higher, to go on into a higher state, the continuous state. You see what I'm saying?
That's clear.
So, yeah.
That's clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Ms. Well, I got cleared it up. I just wanted to ask you what I was saying.
Excellent.
Menzak.
All right, take some more calls. I got calls tonight. Wow. All right. 814.
Yes. Hi. This is Nehemiah. You hear me?
I can hear you, bro.
Okay. How you doing? I've been listening to you for a very long time. I say for the past year and a half or so. I've been researching all my life and just like seeking and for answers and especially with religion because I grew up in the house with two different religions. My mom was a Christian. My dad was a so-called Hebrew Israelite, Yahweh ben Yahweh ben Yahweh or whatever from the cult back in the day. And I'm sorry to be off topic a little bit, but I'm gonna get to this first. The question that I've been wanting to know the answer is, been experiencing, this happened a while ago. I took a picture of it. I got the evidence and everything just to show. I had it on my phone for years, but I remember trying to get rest that night, and there was an Egyptian. I think it was Anubis. It looks like Anubis. Humanoid body, dog head, jackal head or whatever. And every time I get to sleep, it feels like he would like float towards me and then kick my bed. And I would wake up. My girlfriend was next to me, and I was like, wake her up, like, hey, you see that? You see that? And she'd be like, I don't see nothing. She said, that's probably just for you, for your eyes only or something. And I said, okay. So I tried to go to sleep. She's like, you'll go back to sleep. She fell out. She's like half asleep or whatever. And he comes again. Every time I look, I see him, but I don't see him like physically, but you could see him invisible like. And he would keep kicking my bed every time I try to go to sleep. I felt like he was trying to get in my dreams. I remember putting grease in my hair in the bathroom that day, a little bit of grease. And I just bought that white pillow. I just bought that white pillow at Walmart that day or a day before, and it was just crazy because I was trying to say a prayer or something, because they say if you say a prayer, you hurt him a little bit. And I couldn't even do that because it was like he was stopping my lips. And it was hard to say it. And so I guess I woke up the next morning, and there was an Egyptian dog on my pillow. It melted the grease on my hair because when I finally went to sleep, it took me a while to go to sleep. I felt something tamper with my head, like something was like over my head, like someone was like doing something. So I finally just fall all the way out. I wake up, like I said, and there's a different dog on my pillow, and I still got it on my old phone. If you ever want to see it, I don't mind sending a picture to you just so you can look at it. But it has the ears It looks like Anubis. It could be Anubis, the messenger between hell and heaven, he's called. So I don't know if he was trying to tell me something. I don't know if I had called him to me and didn't realize it. This is around the time where I was trying to find, okay, if there is a true religion, which one is it? Because no one came from the sky to verify nothing over the other. So come to find out, I mean, I always been rebellious to religion, always. Ever since I was little, it was like a block was there that wouldn't let me be part of no religion, even though I was raised around my dad and mom. And he always tried to give me the praise towards the east, like Yahweh, and I'm like, I just would never do it. It was just an automatic block throughout my whole life. And still right now to this day that I can't do it. They still try to get me to get into that stuff, and it's not right because they believe that he came back into another body and all this stuff. I'm sorry. I don't know how I got from talking about the different dog with the pillow to this, but like I said, it was just so much stuff I wanted to, so many questions, like a couple questions I wanted to be answered and stuff, and I finally really got a chance to talk to you. I'm gonna stop right there.
Well, what are you exactly? You're asking me what the dog was that you saw? See, because that's why I tell people. You know, you have to when you in dream state and things are coming to you like that, you have to see what happens next. This has to be a chain of events because that will, you know, denote whether that was just like a thought you had in your mind, you know, on that or something you saw versus an extended message being sent to you because behind that appearance that dog or Anubis or whatever you saw made, it's supposed to be a message that followed right afterwards. So if there was no message that followed after, or you didn't pay attention to the message that was being sent to you, as opposed to just getting caught up on the image that you saw, because that's what you ultimately had to do. You had to see what the message was, you know, or start thinking, why is this appearing? Why am I seeing this? And what is the message? You know, you got caught up more in the image than the actual message that was supposed to follow that. So I can't tell you what the message is and whatnot. You would have to go, and because that message was for you. You know, so if you saw that was a message that was supposed to be sent to you, now you have to go back. If you get that vision again, you have to go back and you have to pay attention to the message that was being sent to you. Okay.
I think a day after that or something, I said a prayer because I asked to show me something. I said, Lord, show me something. I don't know your name. I mean, I said different names of God and stuff like that. And later on that night, I get a vision because I wanted to know about my dad's religion and stuff because I know something ain't right because he believes in the man as God in the flesh. You know, I don't know if you ever heard about the code back in the day. His real name was Maurice or Marcel Jr. or something, who say he was God in the flesh. Yahweh ben Yahweh ben Yahweh ben Yahweh. And he told the people, you heard, you know. And he's back or whatever, all the stuff and the body. But I had a vision. It was so vivid. And I had it that night after I asked for it, or I think maybe it was a day or two after that, after I asked for it. And I lay down, go to sleep, and all of a sudden I'm in the mountain, and I look, and down below the mountain there's a whole bunch of Yahweh ben Yahweh people dressed in their robe and their little all white and stuff, face cover. And I see my aunt walking in the center line. There's UFO ships hovering over them. But the way she was walking in the center line and the face expression on her face was demonic. And it had words going past like a premonition or something. And it said, they're being deceived. And I was like, wow. And I knew I feel like I got my question answered through the vision in the dream or something. And
let me say this.
Yeah.
Again, you have to piece these things together. You can't just look at dreams and things like this and not see what's going on around that. You have to look at the full picture. You know, to get the clarity of it. Don't just focus in on the dream. Focus on what's happening around you, because usually what's happening around you is an indicator of that dream that you're going to get over time. You see what I'm saying? You have to focus on what's around you. You know, why you're getting this. See, because, you know, people, you know, this is why the Bible and these books and things like that are misunderstood because you know these are really metaphors and symbolisms for something that is going on in your life, a form of reality that's going on in your life, and you're being steered towards something. You want that. What that sounds like to me is you saw your father's religion, the Hebrew Israelite thing, was false. You saw these. You saw you was being steered toward this, what you thought was this Kemetic thing and whatnot. See, because the Kemites, by way of Amun, the ancient Nubians and all these people who were venerating Amun and putting Amun up on the pedestal, that energy is still heavily on this planet. See, that everybody see Amun's name is constantly being circulated every second on this planet. Why? Because you got people praying. You got people praying. The Israelites, the Christians, the Muslims, the Masons. Everybody's praying. The Hindu, the Buddha. They saying that name Amun. So that name is constantly being venerated and circulated on the planet. And that came from the ones who, got Amun's name going on this planet in that rotation on the planet and the movement of this planet. So Amun's name is constantly making its way into the future. Yeah, and you saw that through them in some way, shape, or form. It was a form of waking up, because if you get in your bed kicked and things like that, that was a form of waking you up, because you got kicked. The bed got kicked. Where's the bed? The bed is where you sleep at. So that was just a message of you being told to wake up.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So, and pay attention. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it. I got to take another call, brother.
Okay. I'll be listening to you, tuning in. I'll talk to you another time if I remember any other questions.
All right, brother. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Take another call. Questions, please. Because we only get short on time soon. We can't have people. I mean, I know people want to talk, but please keep it to questions, like specific questions. All right. 504.
What's going on with it? My question was based on what you were talking about as far as questions in general, and that quest that you were speaking on, that people are seeking within those questions. And that got me to the bigger picture that you're always speaking on. And I heard you speak about the Amun beings seeing through us, right? So my question would be, is this some sort of a movie that's being played out?
This is a reality. This is a reality that's being played out, and a movie is nothing but a moving picture. So now, the actual moving picture becomes more extended as a projection, right? A constant and extended reality. You see everything through the eyes of Amun, through your children and what you teach them, and you opening them up about Amun. Those who have no vision of that future and whatnot are the ones whose bloodlines have stopped. Their bloodlines have stopped. Right?
So would that be
and
the castaways, not to cut you off?
Yeah, those are the castaways. Those are the ones who got so bogged down by demonic energy that there was no way to uplift them, because they're so weighed down with the quest or the question, and they've opened themselves up so much to this world and this demonic possession here. People placing possession. I got to get this money. I got to get this car. I got to get these people. I got to get this person to fall in love with me. They fell hard into that, and they not looking at Amun no more. They focused on these things, this demonic energy here. So there's no extension there.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally see. So that's
it's like throwing stones or dead rocks to the bottom of the sea, and it's so heavy you can't even lift them. They just did.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So these are regenerations in a sense. You think because to be to the lack of, I know that you say being chosen is that you have to be the one that's making the choice. Am I correct?
No. Amun chooses you. You don't choose Amun. See, in religion, the people choose God, because you can go. Look how many people in church, right? And they can go to the church, they go to the mosque, they go to the temple, the synagogue. So religion is made to whereas you can choose God and via religion, aka following mankind, right?
Right.
They make it so you can choose them. They make it seem like there's a God choosing you. No, they're convincing you to choose a God, thus opening yourself up to demonic entities and energy. Because when you go into the church, when you go into the temples, the mosques, synagogues, wherever, you opening yourself up for demonic possession. Because it's
Right.
nothing but people who are demonically possessed in these places. So they choose you, they target you, they want you to be there. That's not that. So God, their God that they've created in their image, which is supposed to be really them, they choose you. They choose the world because they want the world to be open vessels to demonic energy. That's why they go all over the world recruiting people in religion, like the Peace Corps and all these other people, the Red Cross, the Red Crescent. They go and push the religion because they really trying to make you an open vessel for demonic energy. That's why they do that.
Okay.
So that's their God. They through their God choosing you. Amen
Choosing you.
you cannot choose Amen. Amen chooses you, and if you reject Amen, then Amen will cast you to them.
Okay. Understood.
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Okay. All right. I'll take another call. 347. Make it a question, please. No long stories. Questions.
Of course not. Even Nuben, what's the correlation between being squared, being militant minded, and how does that help you avoid these demonic possessions? Because if you look at soldiers and guys in the military, they're not bothered with these spiritual possessions, and they're very disciplined people. So how does being militant minded and being squared aid avoiding these demons and these spirits?
Well, a lot of these guys and see the militant mindset is supposed to be a structured or organized mindset because the first one to dispatch the soldiers onto earth was Amen. Amen dispatched the Amen being or the Nephilim, right, down here and in troops, right, in troops. So they were the first soldiers on earth that Amen released onto the earth and whatnot to seed life here. So everything that they were seeding here after that was meant to be in troops. That's where you get the whole word troops, tribes, families, things like that. Everything was supposed to be a structured order, right? And it was supposed to be under the government or the order of the Lord Amen, and for the very nation of Amen. And you still got people following that energy, but the problem with that is with the so-called soldiers and stuff like that, they follow the lesser order of man. The greatest soldier is the one who follows the Most High, the Lord, Amen. That's the greatest soldier. That soldier is much greater than any of these U.S. military and all these other people and whatnot, because they'll tell you in the U.S. military and all these other places that, you're doing things in the name of God and country and things like that, and they always throw God and country and all this stuff in there, but the God they really talking about is the government. Okay?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to Amen, is we know the mission. The mission is to come into the Republican Mentellect, carry and gradually step into a position of rulership. But then you got the demons that conjure up different kind of questions that'll make you think, oh, am I doing the right thing? Should I be focused on these finances? Should we be fighting for Africa? You know what I mean? It's those kind of demons where you could just take.
Well, that's not nothing. That's you conjuring that up. That's you. That's your questions. That ain't nobody else, because people are always going to have that around you. And if you are single-minded and the focus is Amen and Amen only, then none of that stuff matter. I hear people all the time. They don't even come around me with nonsense no more because they know that I'm firmly rooted in something that's greater than all of this earthbound, three-dimensional nonsense they talk about. Clothes, jewelry, Africa, getting the money together, because they always come with that. And listen, that's just an excuse not to serve Amen, not to serve the Lord, man. That's an
Exactly.
That's just an excuse not to serve the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing but that's demons, man. And sometimes you conjure them demons up by having those questions and whatnot. Well, maybe I need to do this. No, you put Amen first, and all that stuff falls in line. But if you put those things first, then everything morphs into a circle, and you're always going to be in that circle of madness and that circle of confusion, and you will never get to Amen. Never. Because if you heard this message, if you heard this word, then Amen chose you to hear it. But if you turn away from it, then like I said, Amen will give you up to the beast. Because you're either going to be with Amen or you're going to be with the beast. That's it. There's no in between.
Exactly. Once you hear the call and just stick to the mission at hand. That's it.
That's it. These people supposed to be in the Republic of Mental. All these people who claim they have Amen, they got to be in the Republic of Mental. Like ain't gonna be nobody of Amen seed outside the Republic of Mental. Like, and the people who come into the Republic of Mental, like who's not of Amen seed, they're gonna leave. They're gonna leave because as time goes on, the frequency and the tone and the vibration is gonna raise, and they're not gonna be able to take it. They're gonna leave. And the people who claim they're supposed to be of it, like I said, they supposed to be here. That's why I said when the people tell me, "Oh yeah, brother, I'm coming in," I'm like, "You ain't doing me no favor. That's for you. It ain't for me. I don't care less." I'm here. I'm worried about my salvation. I'm here to do the work and raise the elect. That's my job. That's it. I don't worry about nothing else.
Yeah, and the elect are aware of their task. Of their job, what they have to do. Thank you, brother. I'll be in the Republic by the end of March. But thank you for
all right, bro. All right. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So like I tell people all the time, I'm like, these demons come in all kinds of forms, and nobody's coming around you. It's you conjuring them up. That's why people, when they used to come to me and be like, "Yeah, brother, I keep getting these every time I want to come. My woman, my friends, they saying I'm crazy, or my family." No, it ain't that. It's you bringing them to you. You understand? Because if you focused on what you got to do, the more and more they see you focused and determined, and you single-minded on this, and you blocking them out, after a while they're gonna stop coming to you because they're gonna see the energy in you, the soul in you, to start and ignite. And I told you those demons, they either gonna see when they see that fire in you, that energy in you, that power in you is not a cold spirit like they are. When they see that fire in your chest, you understand, that energy in you, that power in you, they're gonna eventually leave you alone, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, whatever." You know what I mean? They're just gonna leave you alone after a while. And some of them are going to secretly wish they were you because they walking around in their life and they don't really got no purpose. They just walking around here being vessels of demonic energy, man. That's all. They being a bunch of damn open vessels and black zombies. They ain't nothing but a bunch of black zombies walking around here. A planet full of black and white zombies and everything, yellow zombies and red zombies. They just zombies. They're nothing but vessels for demonic energy. That's it. They don't got no life. They not living. They just existing. But when Amen gives you that call to wake you up, you understand, all of the things that you thought you loved, all of the things that you thought that you desired, you're gonna lose them. If you put things before Amen, you put your children before Amen, you put your woman before Amen, you put some man before Amen, your husband, your wife before Amen, your children, you're gonna lose all that. All that's gonna be lost. When you knew what the truth was, you knew what the truth was. You knew, you bore witness to it. You was allowed to hear it, and you chose something else. You chose to put smoking, drinking, getting high, your children, your family, your job. You chose to put all these three-dimensional things, these things that can pass on, be destroyed. You chose to put all these things ahead of Amen. That's demonic possession. That's demonic possession. When you put three-dimensional things ahead of that which Amen has given you to focus on. The Lord has truly called you. If you can hear this message and you were drawn to the message and you were steered to the message and you turned your back on it for some three-dimensional reason, some angry three-dimensional reason, then, like I said, Amen's going to give you up to the beast. All of these things, and I'm not trying to scare them, I'm telling you what's going to happen. All of the things that you tried to avoid are going to come at you stronger and faster now. Because Amen gave you the way out. Amen gave you the door when Amen allowed you to hear this message of mental. Like Amen gave you the way out. Amen gave you the way out. And you chose it. You chose to follow the beast. Because like I said before, I'm going to say this again, there is nothing else. There is nothing else. The only frequency, tone, and vibration that's from Amen directly from the Most High is MENTELLECT. That's it. All this other stuff you hear out here, all this conscious BS, all this Pan-African Israelite, all that's nothing but a bunch of demonic possession. All this black and white, the government, Luciferian, all that's nothing but demonic possession. That's all a bunch of demons that's using these people as vessels to cause confusion on the planet. That's all. Your job, your whatever you doing, you're hanging out, that's all nothing but demonic energy, man. That's all low frequency, three-dimensional nonsense. That's all. Because it never lead nowhere. It don't lead nowhere. So with that, we're gonna take a little bit of a break. Let me see what I want to play. Mm, You know, there's truly what's I want to say? There's truly um, clarity. There's truly um, there's truly future thought. There's truly it should be a relaxing and calming thing to know that there's only one path to follow. See, when you in the world and you got all these questions and you really not seeking the answer. See, because again, the answer is supposed to put you on the right path. The answer is supposed to close you off to all these demonic entities and possessions. That's what it's supposed to do. But a lot of times you're so used to subsisting on and subsiding on and living on that demonic energy, you're so used to it that you don't know how to close it off. You don't know how to sever it off. So you keep running off that. You keep running off of that. You keep running off of that demonic energy because you don't know how to do anything else but to move off of demonic energy, off of spiritual energy, off the vibration, the low vibration of others. You don't know how to move off of anything other than, you don't know how to move off of trust. You don't know how to move off of, a tone and frequency of Amen. You don't know how to move toward the higher self. So you stay in that three-dimensional lower self and you do what's called busy work or activity. You try to pass the time, right? And you put your energy into all these different things, right? And they really have no meaning. They have no meaning. Nothing means anything without a connection to the Most High. And like I said, Mentellect is that connection to the Most High. Many people don't want to hear that because they're saying, oh, Nuben's saying, oh, Mentellect, so we got to come through Nuben. Yeah, you do. Unfortunately, you do. Because, and I say unfortunately only because, when you say that to people, you're always going to get Negroes and whatnot, people who, oh, who you think you is. You're always going to get that who I think I am and who I know I am is here to raise the elect. And who I am is the Son of Man in this day and time. And I'm not afraid to say it. I don't care who accepts it, right? We're in the time of prophecy, and we are in the time of the elect. And we are in the time of heavy demons on the people because you've never seen a time where it was so much heavy demonology, so much heavy demonic possession like today. You've never seen it. That's why in the book of Revelation, which is the last book in the Bible, we in that book right now, the stage is being set. So you already know if the book of Revelation is the last book in the Bible, and that represents the height of everything. That's the height of everything. The height of war, the height of death, the height of demonic possession. That's the height of everything. That's the highest of all forms of degeneracy in this state, all forms of demonic possession, all forms of people who are going to turn on you, who are going to lie in your face, who are going to stab you in the back, who are going to, who are going to give you up. All these people, like I said, we're in that day and time. So don't be surprised if it's your parents, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife. Don't be surprised because we're in that time. It's the time for that. It's the time of revelation. We're in the time of revelation where all things are being revealed. We're in the age of revelation. The people that you thought you knew are going to truly show you who they are. They're going to reveal who they are. We're in that age of revelation. See, a lot of people forget that. And it's going to hurt a lot of people if you are emotionally attached to these people, these places, and these possessions. A lot of y'all going to get your feelings hurt. You're going to get your feelings hurt when you find these people got demons all over them. You could be your daughter, your son, your husband, your wife. They got demons all over them, man. You might find out stuff about family that you didn't want to find out. You understand? These people are full of demonic possession. That's just how it is. Amen giving it up like that. Amen letting you know who's who in this day and time. Amen giving it up like that. Right? Right? Because like right now, as things are going on, we're going into the future, and you're going to see a lot of things. You're going to get a lot of visions, a lot of tones, a lot of frequency, and things like that. Things, dreams, and things like that. You're going to get flashes. You're going to get flashes of higher demented or demonic possession. You're gonna get flashes of the future, flashes of the past, right? Uh, you're going to get tones and frequency and things like that. But what that is, when you get the tones and the frequencies and things like that, you getting sounds of things you might not get full on pictures, because people hear say they're hearing tones and frequencies ringing in the air and things like that. You hearing things to come. That might be that what you hearing is a tone and a frequency that's coming through this atmosphere, coming into this dimension from the future. That might be the sound of death you hearing, the sound of a bomb that exploded in the future you hearing. So some of you are gonna have that futuristic hearing. Some of you are gonna have these higher mental capabilities. Once you learn how to let that demon go. Once you learn how to let that demon go, you're gonna have those future capabilities, future mental capabilities. A lot of things are gonna come to you. More clarity is gonna come. And we're in a beautiful day, because when all we have to look forward to is one thing, where all the, because people said, they want to have, and that shows you that's the demonic possession of a lot of these people. A lot of these people want to have more than one choice to go to. They want to have, I want to study Pan-Africanism. I want to study Islam. I want to study Christianity. I want to study Kemetic science, or I want to study black consciousness, all these different, I want to study all these different things, but they're not leading you anyplace. They're still talking about the past. They still talking about the past or the present. If they're not talking about the future, like I said, then that's nothing but demons. Those people are demonically possessed, because that's what the demon does. The demons want you to keep going in a circle. The demon keeps you prisoner to your emotions, to your fears, to your mistrust. That's what the demon does. The demon constantly makes you an open vessel to fear, to mistrust, to foolishness, right? To all kinds of sexual perversions. It makes you an open vessel to low nature and low minded people. That's what that demon does. That's real. And people could say all the time, they could sit up and say, "Oh, yeah, I don't think what you're saying is true." That's fine. You ain't got to. You ain't got to. I told you, don't listen to me. I always got to keep saying that. Don't listen to me. For those of you who think I'm trying to convince you, I just want you to follow me. Don't listen to me. I don't want you. I don't want you. I have to tell you that. And you know why I say that so much? I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because that's me. How I say, rebuking those demons. You know how the Israelites say rebuke? I had to use their word. I'm rebuking the demons. I'm casting you away. That's why I do that. I'm not even talking to the vessel. I'm talking about the entity that's in the vessel. I'm not talking to you, the vessel, because you're empty. You're empty. You're void. You on demonic cruise control. A lot of you niggas on demonic cruise control. Right? The demon took hold of your body, just steering you around and whatnot. Got you having sex with demonic and demented people. Got you working out with, eating dinner with, working with demonic and demented people, and that demonic and demented energy is getting into you. You understand? That's getting into you. That becomes that blocker in the way of Amen that you want to block. That's what you want to block. You want to block that light of Amen, that soul of Amen, that extension of Amen where Amen's trying to extend you. Because you might feel as though, if I extend myself, I'm going to have to give up and I'm going to have to sacrifice bits and pieces of my old self. Well, that's the point. The point is to sacrifice pieces of your old self. That's the point, to sacrifice yourself. Sacrifice yourself, the lesser self. You're supposed to give yourself as a willing sacrifice to Amen. Give yourself as a willing sacrifice. When I say give yourself, I mean the lower self, the three-dimensional self, the people, place, and the possession, the things that you love, the demonic energy that you was drawn to you because you wanted and desired these things. You're supposed to hand that over to Amen, man. You're supposed to trade that in and become that living soul. Because if Amen gave you the open door to hear this message, to come into this message, to write letters, to do what you did, that was Amen in you. You chose to cut that off because you decided you wanted to go with the demonic energy. And no person, no people, no place, no possession should make you ever do that, because this is about you ultimately. This is about you. It ain't about Nuben Menkares. It ain't about me. Certain people came in here, like I said, and they either wrote letters or didn't go through, or some people left out of here because they kept trying to make it about Nuben Menkares. That's the demon in you trying to make it about Nuben Menkares. It ain't about me. Said, hell, once you write your letter, you barely talking to me. I'm sending you out books. You listening to the broadcast. You coming to class. You start. The extension starts in you from there. I'm barely going to talk to you. It ain't about me and you. It ain't about Nuben Menkares. Nuben Menkares, I said before, is just a vessel. That's it. The vessel of Amen. The radio, the receiver, the transmitter. That's it. I'm a radio for Amen. That's it. Because you decide to be that radio, that vessel for those demons, this is what's holding you back. You want to make it about me. Make it about you and the extension of you. Make it about you and the extension of you. Make it about you and the extension of you. Come into the Republic of Mentellect. This is where Amen is being moved forward. This is where Amen is being moved forward in the persons who are hearing this message. Where we put aside the three-dimensional stuff. Because I said this before, when you put Amen first, everything else becomes easier. The vision becomes clearer. When you're not putting those things, those three-dimensional things, people, place, and possession, emotions and all this stuff, when you're not putting that first, when you're not playing games and things like that, when you're putting Amen first, everything becomes clear. Everything becomes clear. Class, as we say in the Republic, everything becomes clear. It's clear. Clarity. Because that's what we seek. We seek clarity for the bigger picture so that we know which direction to go in. We know where we should be heading, a whole nother road, a whole nother avenue, a whole nother doors opening for us because we put Amen first. We ain't out here trying to put nothing else first. Nothing else matters because all that stuff is going to pass away in time. People, places, and possessions, it means nothing. So if you put all your energy into that, meeting new people, hanging out with people, meeting the same people. That's why I don't even want to meet nobody no more. I'm done with meeting people, man. I don't want to meet nobody. I'm happy, or I shout something when these people come in the Republic and whatnot. Because that represents an extension of Amen. But I'm done now. Like I said, I walk through the streets a day. I don't want, man, because these people out here, like I said, they present themselves one way and then they show themselves to be something totally different. Double-mindedness. That's that demonic possession, because when you're dealing with the soul of Amen, there's only one mind frame. There's only one tone, one frequency. You mean what you say, and you say what you mean, and that's it. That's it. That's how you know who's of Amen and who's not. Who's carrying the demonic possession, that double-mindedness, and who is the single-minded. Amen is dealing with the single-minded people, not the double-minded. That's the that's the demonic possession, the double-minded people. So let me go ahead and answer the question before we get out of here. What is conjuring demons? Conjuring demons is calling demons, calling all these demonic energies, right? But because you bored, right? Because you want some spark or some, whatever in your life. The spark you really looking for is that demonic energy to come in. Next thing you know, you're hanging out with your friends, you at a club, you laid up with some guy or some girl somewhere that you don't even really know. You understand? But you never fulfilled. You never are fulfilled when you become a vessel for that demonic energy, because after a while, you're going to hit that low point again. You're going to get tired of it, and you're going to constantly be seeking that high, constantly seeking that high. You're going to be constantly seeking that high, and you'll find it for a minute, and you'll go back low. That's that demonic possession. What is conjuring versus thinking? Conjuring is asking the constant question without really seeking the real answer. Because once you answer the question, like I said, everything on the three-dimensional world is really easy. It's really easy to figure out. It's very easy. Once you are thinking on the level of Amen, once you think in fourth dimensional, all this stuff in the three dimension is very easy. But like the brother when he came on here and said, a lot of these people who are of that demonic spirit, they want you to keep asking the questions and whatnot, and they want to play games. They want to confuse you. That's where the chaos and confusion come in, and they want to keep clarity away from you. Amen delivers clarity in this fourth dimension and higher. Amen delivers pure clarity. You understand who you're dealing with, what you're talking to, that these people are demonically possessed and demented, and they just full of games. Do most people conjure demons toward them? Yeah, every day. That's why you so-called black women are not in good relationships. You keep getting these men, or these males, I should say, the same males who want to just hit it and quit it, keep it moving. You understand? They the same thing. Same empty relationships. You going on dates, you going out to eat, you screwing, you going to see a movie, you sitting up and whatnot until you get tired of that. That's nothing but demonic possession, man. That's demonic possession. Empty relationships is a form of demonic possession. Eat, sleep, screw, go watch TV, watch a movie, eat, sleep, screw, go watch it, have a bunch of kids that you ain't got shit to teach them. Just having kids to be having kids, and then you get tired of that whole thing, and then you got some kids left behind, and you just broken relationships. That's that demonic possession. What are demons attracted to? Demons are attracted to empty vessels, full of questions. Those who have no real clarity or any real clue on what they're supposed to be doing in the world. Those who are disconnected from Amen. That's what the demons are connected to. Because when you are connected to Amen, the demons don't bother you. When you are truly in alignment with Amen, when you are truly in connection with Amen, and the only way that's going to happen is through MENTELLECT. It ain't going to happen through you going to no goddamn church and praying, because that's what the demons are. It ain't going to happen for you going to no goddamn mosque. It ain't going to happen for you talking about some spirituality or praying to some damn deities or some statues in Egypt or reading the Metal Netter. No, that's not how you're getting connected to Amen. That's a bunch of demonic nonsense. How you get connected to Amen is through MENTELLECT. Living this. We live in it. Can demons destroy your life? Yes, they can, and they're going to continue to destroy your life. They're going to continue to destroy your life until you out of here, till you dead in the ground. Their job is to kill you. Their job is to kill you. Join me tomorrow night for the next MENTELLECT radio broadcast. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkarayzz. This has been MENTELLECT Radio. Good night.
Rising out the black race to the bright race, out the black race to the bright race. It's the Republic of MENTELLECT, black race to the bright race. If it's hell, then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold, and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you. The infinite capabilities that we can